Hello everybody and welcome to Prague, the capital of the Czech Republic. My name is Valery and I'm gonna be your guide today. So we are gonna start our tour here in front of one of the most famous sites in Prague called the Astronomical Clock. But actually, you know what? This clock is overrated, it is disappointing, and it's a waste of time to talk about it. So let's go somewhere else. It is true that a lot of articles online will say that the astronomical clock is one of the most disappointing attractions in Europe. Some articles even suggest that you should skip this clock during your Prague visit. This is why a lot of people find it disappointing. Every hour sharp from 9 AM till 11 PM there is an astronomical clock show. The figurines on the sides of the clock dial start moving. You see Death flipping the hourglass, which symbolizes our inevitable mortality and passing of time, together with 3 human sins. At the top of the dial you can also see the Apostles' March. So when the show starts, all the tourists from nearby streets and squares flock to this place and pull out their phones to record the show, which most of the time results in quite a sizable crowd, and sometimes you cannot even see the show happening because of how many people are here. So anyway, they pull out their phones and they hit the record button, only to stop it after about 40 or 50 seconds of a short and, well, according to some, underwhelming clock show. And then the tourists sort of look at each other and say, let's go have coffee. You might be wondering what the rest of this video is about. It seems like the show is disappointing. Or is it? I have something else to say. It is true that the show might seem a bit underwhelming, especially if you don't know the meaning behind it. But what if I told you that the same exact show was viewed by people 200 years ago? To take it even further, when Columbus was sailing to America and Jeanne d'Arc was fighting the English in 100 Years' War, this clock was already here on the same exact tower. It was considered to be a technological marvel and people from all over Europe were coming here to see it. But even this claim is disputed by some. According to some people online, this clock is a fake attraction because not all parts of it are original. Let's investigate this. The clock was installed here in 1410, and pretty much since then up until now there has to be a person who would take care of the clock. It's sort of an official profession. So this person would clean it, freshen up the paint, and even fix the cogs. But from time to time the clock needed more help. Notably, in 1864 they had to change the dial of the clock because the original one was not in a good condition anymore. And there were a lot of changes done to the figurines. Some of them don't even look like the original ones. But the biggest reconstruction of the clock happened after Second World War, because in 1945 this place became the battleground for the national uprising against Nazis, and the town hall was burnt down, the clock was badly damaged, so they did a big reconstruction, which unfortunately was not really sensitive to the original look of the clock. So in 2018 they covered the whole clock, they disassembled the mechanism for, I think, the first time ever, at least the recorded one. They fixed everything, freshened up the paint, put it back together, and thought that, well, this is all done. Only last year somebody noticed that the paintings on the agricultural calendar do not look like the original ones. Apparently the artist who was fixing it took some creative liberties, and well, it's good that this is just a copy and the original painting is in the depository of the museum in Prague, otherwise this guy wouldn't have enough of money to pay for it in his lifetime. As you have heard, there had to be a lot of maintenance work done to the astronomical clock. But if you think that something is fake just because it had to be fixed, I have a surprise for you. This whole city is fake. Because from time to time you need to put new plaster on walls, clean statues on Charles Bridge, or renovate mosaics on the medieval cathedral. If you know anything about history, it won't be surprising for you that if something has been standing here for more than 500 years, it needs some reconstructions in order to be preserved for future generations. And astronomical clock isn't the worst example of renovations you could have. But the worst part is that even some tour guides bring their people to the astronomical clock and tell them that it's overrated, it's boring, and it's a waste of time to talk about it. Of course, they're entitled to their opinion, but so are we. And we think that people who say this stuff about the clock either don't know enough to make their explanations interesting, or they want to seem cool to their group. It's like,
I'm not like the other tour guides. I'm not gonna talk about the same things. Let's go see something cooler.
But yeah, what do you guys think about the clock? Do you think it's overrated? Do you think people are too mean to the clock? Let us know in the comments and we will see you in our next video. I do have to apologize for my pronunciation in this video because I don't know if you guys noticed, but I cannot actually pronounce this letter. So sometimes when I want to say clock, I say, you can guess it, right?